What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000, back in the place to be, and welcome to Closers Online, a brand new to the West, that is, a brand new lobby-based dungeon grinder published by MMO, the same company that brings you Terra, and the same company that just brought you another lobby-based dungeon grinder in Critica Online. So, apparently, MMO thinks that there is a market for lobby-based dungeon grinders in the West. So yeah, let's give it a shot. So we're gonna go and get into some combat right off the bat. The place that you just saw me in was like the hub world where you get all your quests and upgrade things and etc, etc, etc. And then you go off into a random dungeon from the lobby, hence lobby-based dungeon grinder. I'm using the arrow keys to move around. I'm just using the default controls. Pressing Z to attack. There you go, pressing X to jump, and I can press X and I can jump in the air there. And of course my special skills, I got A, I got S. I'm not gonna use my, hold on until we get another group of enemies here first. Alright, pretty much what you're used to. You kill a bunch of enemies, you go over to the next little section, kill a bunch of enemies, unlock the next section, fight a boss, go back to the hub, rinse and repeat. That's pretty much the formula for these lobby-based dungeon grinders. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my ultimate abilities here. There you go, everybody dies. Now, one thing I'll say right off the bat is that this game is very, like, tiring. So I can't just hold down the X key. Like, I can't hold it. I have to, like, continually press it. So every single attack that I do, I'm having to, like, constantly press the key. And it's just like, I don't want to do this all day. I could not imagine grinding all day doing this. It's just too much Z pressing, in my opinion. There you go. Now, let's talk about this game, because I've pretty much showed you everything you need to see. It's anime-style graphics, which are cool. I'll give them that. But it's your typical lobby-based dungeon grinder. Here I am at the boss, about to fight him. As you can see, I'm locked off into this little section. Nothing you guys haven't seen before. If you've played any lobby-based dungeon grinder, you know what to expect. It plays a lot more like Dungeon Fighter. As you can see, it's kind of like a side-scroller. It's like 2.5D when it comes to where you can move around. So I can kind of move up a little bit, I can move down a little bit, but for the most part, it's left to right, right? Just go ahead and kill this guy. GG. Boom. See you later. And I'll take all my loot. And that should be about it. Mission complete. Guess where we're going? We're going back to the hub. So, I'm so confused at what MMO is doing here. Like, I really don't understand it. So I'm going to return to the hub to turn my quest in. So I'm not really sure what MMO is trying to do. So they've released Critica. They're releasing Closers. So apparently they think that there is a market for lobby-based dungeon grinders in the West. But I don't agree. Like, I don't know what they're seeing in the market, you know. And like I said, I don't have all the market data that they probably have. But I just don't see lobby-based dungeon grinders as very popular in the West. Like right now, everybody in the comments section, what is the World of Warcraft of lobby-based dungeon grinders? What is the biggest lobby-based dungeon grinder in the West? I know Dungeon Fighter is like the biggest one, period. But in the West, what is the most popular, most played lobby-based dungeon grinder? I don't even think there's a clear answer for that. Is it Skyforge? Is it Vindictus? Is it Dungeon Fighter? Dungeon Fighter has about 600 people playing it on Steam, so is that it? I don't know what the biggest lobby-based dungeon grinder in the West is. I don't know what the most popular one is. And I think that kind of speaks volumes to this style of gameplay in the West that I just don't think people are really digging it too much. Critica? Is Critica one of the biggest? I don't know. But I just don't think that there is a very big market for this style of game in the West. But, you know, I could be wrong. Or maybe MMO is thinking, you know what? It's not a big market, but we're going to capture all of the market. Maybe that's what MMO is thinking, and maybe that's not bad thinking. This stage actually looks pretty cool, I will admit. And one thing I will say that it's better than Critica on is the fact that at least early on, there's not a lot of back and forth, going back to the same exact map over and over and over and over again. You feel like you're moving forward, so that's kind of a good thing. But other than that, it's, you know, pretty typical. There you go. Whee! Oh yeah. Now, of course I had to pick the chick with one gun and one sword, which is too cool. One thing I gotta give props on when it comes to these lobby-based dungeon grinders, Vindictus, Critica, this game, they know how to make unique and fun classes. One thing I kind of you know, give strong critique to Western developers on, it seems that they are stuck in the mindset that the only classes that exist are warrior, rogue, archer, mage, cleric. Like, man, you could make some really neat classes and some really neat atmospheres if you just kind of think outside the box when it comes to classes. And I think Eastern companies do that pretty darn well. Like, you'll have one game where, you know, you got someone using a freaking pillar as a weapon. You got another game where someone's using like cards, like their Gambit, which I know is kind of ironic since Gambit is a Western character. But you know what I'm saying. I just think that they make a lot of really neat designs when it comes to classes. Hey, open this up. And here is what we're gonna end this video out on, because I don't know what else to show you. This is pretty much it. The game is currently in alpha. I'm not sure why, but it's I just got stuck in something. And then yes, if you press the button as you're doing your abilities, they have extra attacks with them as well. So it's a lot of button spamming here. And down you go. And I'm already done with playing. Already done. What's over here? Nothing? And that's it. So that's Closers, everybody. A couple of years ago, or a few years ago, I saw screenshots of this game and I thought it was like super amazing and I could not wait for it to come to the West. But you know, over the years, I've gotten a lot smarter about what these games really are, and they're, in my opinion, a bit shallow. But that's Closers. You can get yourself a beta key or an alpha key for this game at MMORPG.com. I'm not like plugging them. I'm not like sponsored by them. They just have a bunch of keys left. So if you want to play this game, just go to that website, get you a key instantly, and you can download it and start playing it today. But me, myself, I'm gonna pass on it just like I passed on Critica, and just like I passed on Vindictus, and just like I passed on Skyforge, and just like I passed on all those other lobby-based dungeon grinders. So that's gonna do it. Once again, guys, my name is FG3000. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next video. Later.